Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our tribe gathering. I am recording this 5 things you need to know about this Capricorn full moon. And then we are going to go into ceremony in the goddess church. After that, in this 1 hour of transformational power, I just wanted to share with everyone as we're loading in that we just completed Spark 10. It was potent and powerful, and like every single time I go through this process, and I created the signature system of Spark, which is self-care, prosperity and abundance, relationships and community and contribution. It's over a 4-week period of time. It's 30 minutes every morning. 30 minutes goes by so quickly. It's such a great way to start the day. But this program really sneaks up on you. It's like, oh, self-care. Yeah, I can do that. I can cook on all 4 sides or take a goddess soak. But it really starts to seep in, and massive shifts and transformation happen. And so those who just went through it, we had graduation yesterday. It was magical, tears, joy, clear purpose in their purpose in life, like what they get to do moving forward, who they get to be, and how they get to show up in the world, what they are of service of, what this vessel is meant for. So I just really acknowledge the courage it takes to do this transformational work. It is not for everyone. And you just showing up here shows you're on this journey. And this is an awakening and awareness and time of expansion and tapping into your talents and tools that have either been dormant or you've always had that are now being expressed in the world. And you are getting permission, not that you need it, but permission to express that. And this moon is very much about that. And for those of you who don't know, I was in the hospital last week. That is why we did not have Tribe last week. And I'm so much better now. It's what we always talk about. The whisper turned into a scream if we do not address it, whether that's our emotions, things happening in our bodies, things that need to be expressed. So I had this download. I've been consciously practicing. I've always lucid dreamt and noticed my dreams and been aware, but I've been more conscious about it lately. And a couple weeks ago, I got the download to take off the summer, to really just slow down teaching. I'm still running my nonprofit, Comedy Gives Back, but really slow down on launching new programs and rest and be and see and allow, right? I always talk about the space is where the magic gets in, right? We don't allow space. We're always doing. I too am doing all over the place and not allowing the magic to show up. So I got the download to take the summer off. It's my birthday coming up. I have trips planned, and to open up space for the magic to show up. And I guess it wanted me to do it a little sooner than I had planned. And I had this horrible stomach that I really don't know what happened, but whatever moved through me very violently to the point where I ended up in the hospital. But I had these takeaways and learnings. I was never scared that it was something, that would take away my life. But I did get to trust my intuition. I got to tap into my third eye, into my knowing, and tune into my body. And what I needed was iron. I had avoided the symptoms and signs. I was chomping ice. I knew I was heading towards anemia, and I didn't do anything about it. And so trusting that and communicating that with the doctors, I got an iron infusion and felt a million times better right away. Second, advocating for yourself. Use your throat chakra. I can't tell you how many times they came in saying the wrong drugs that they were giving me. And so using your throat, trusting your intuition and knowing. And then the third piece was community. Community showed up for me. I really experienced how I show up in the world, the impact I have, and I felt really rooted in community and my heart was open and full. So turning the lemons into lemonade, it was, I was kind of grateful that that's all it was. And now I get a little realignment, a little reset, and we're back in the game. So the 5 things you need to know about, and I just share that in order for you to reflect on. A, is something whispering that you get to address before it becomes a scream. And where are you trusting your intuition, in your knowing? Have you been tuning in? Maybe it's time to just sit in meditation for 5 minutes. Just take a deep breath and check in with your body. Do a little scan of your body and just listen. What does my body need? What is my body telling me? What is my intuition telling me? And then take action from there. So here are the 5 things you need to know about this Capricorn moon. It is happening July 13th and 14th. It's right there, depending on where you are at in the world. And so we're recording this like 3 days in advance of this. So that we're in the potent moon energy 3 days before, 3 days after. So giving you, you're getting an A+. You're at the front of the class. You're getting the information in advance in order to take full advantage of this Capricorn full moon. So here are the 5 things you need to know. Capricorn is motherly. This brings up the mother wound. The mother wound of doing stuff for others. Now, it's great to do stuff for others. We love to give, but are we willing to receive? Are we willing to have that reflected back to us? It's exactly like all the doing, and not leaving space for receiving. As divine feminine beings, we literally have ennies. We are meant for receiving. Are you allowing? Are you willing to receive in your life at this time? And the toxic side of it is over people pleasing. So this full moon has us take a look, shine a light that's coming in, shine a light on where am I people pleasing? So we are going to get tests in this area in this full moon. So where am I people pleasing? And this is an opportunity to pull out your journal, to write down, where am I people pleasing? Where am I saying yes to things that I don't truly want? We just talked about this in Spark. Saying yes to things I don't truly want creates a life that I don't truly want. I am lying. People now think that that is my truth, when in fact it is not my truth. Then that compounds upon that, upon that, upon that. Can you see how the lie compounds? If I say yes to this seemingly innocuous thing, yeah, okay, I like sushi, and you don't really like sushi, right? But then the next time it's your anniversary and your partner takes you out for sushi because you said you like sushi. So now you've let them down. They're trying to please you or meet you or acknowledge your relationship, and it's based on a lie. That's what people pleasing does at its core, right? When I say yes to that party I don't really want to go to, when I say yes to that work assignment I am not aligned with, that's not my job, that is feels out of alignment. When I tune into myself, I am clear what's in alignment and what's not. So this is also part of the good girl myth. We talk about this in Women on Fire. That is our curriculum, breaking the good girl myth. That if I am complacent, I keep happiness, I'm not rocking the boat. Well, that is also lying. It is not your truth. You are building a world of lies. And I know that sounds super harsh, but that's when it landed for me the most is I am 100% responsible for 100% of my results. And if I don't speak my truth, which is number 5 in this, is using our throat chakra. If I don't speak my truth, even if it interrupts or disrupts what's happening right now, if I don't do it now, it will compound. It will put you in the hospital like it did me, right? It compounds upon itself. The whisper becomes the scream. So, what areas in your life are you people pleasing? You're saying yes to, but don't want to. We're going to get tested in this full moon, and it is an opportunity to practice the sacred no. Practice the sacred no. And the tool to use, like I've said, is tune in and check in your body. Is it a full body yes? If it's a maybe, it's a no. And practice saying no. Take a deep breath in. All right. This is fundamental. Tapping into our divine feminine. We are the emotional consciousness of the planet. If we are out of alignment and saying yes anyway, we are creating that as the ripple effect on the planet. That's how potent and powerful we are. And don't pretend. We can't pretend anymore like we don't know it. All right. Number 2, how have I been seeking validation or approval outside of myself? I just started tapping into this. Fearful of our own power. The truth of the matter is we are 100% responsible for 100% of our results. People are aware when we show up and when we don't show up. They are aware when we say yes and when we say no. When we are not in our truth, when we are people pleasing, thinking we're not rocking the boat, that causes inconsistencies on the planet. We're that powerful. Own your power by saying yes or by saying no. Our power is in our voice. Again, throat chakra is going to come up. The tool, I'm going to keep pounding on this and pounding on this. Silence. Listen inward. What is my truth in this moment? Is it a full body? Yes. No, that doesn't feel good. And check in before moving forward. Consciously choosing how I move forward and navigate through life. All right. Clarity in voice. You may feel freedom or liberation. So there's 2 ways that this can kind of manifest in one's body is feeling freedom and liberation, because like, oh, I finally can express my truth. Or it can feel really terrifying. And when you think about it, you are just building new muscles. We've been taught in this society, don't speak unless spoken to. Good girls don't. Go along with the thing. Don't rock the boat. So to have this as a it's not even a challenge, an opportunity in this full moon, then to embrace this as a opportunity to build your muscles, to see what comes out on the other side. All right, number 3, choosing victim versus responsibility. Number 3, choosing victim versus 100% responsibility. So this is, again, going back, we are 100% responsible for 100% of our results. This is where we get to, I'm going to spotlight. So we have the power. When we are choosing victim, when we're feeling like a victim, we get to look at, why am I choosing to be a victim to this circumstance when I am 100% responsible for 100% of my results? Now, this can be confronting, and when I choose differently, I get a different result. What is that saying? Doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. So, what do I get to do differently in this full moon? In this, that's calling me to speak my truth, to not people please, but to step into clarity on what is a yes and what is a no, to speak it so there I am not lying or building my life upon lie, breaking the good girl myth, choosing using my voice and having clarity in my voice. So yesterday, one of the women who have been going through the program, had conflict and had to have gets to have a conversation with her family about how they're showing up. And she's taken 100% ownership that she has allowed it to happen this long in her life. But before just engaging in a fight and standing from victim, she took 100% responsibility for her role in where they're at this moment, and taking time to get clear on what she wanted the outcome to be versus just going, which is what, we can be messy. Messy is good. Tantrum is good in the divine feminine, because that's when the masculine can hear it and pay attention to it. But what was her goal in having that conversation? Where did she want to get to the end? Yes, she got to express her feelings. Yes, she got to communicate how she felt left down. And what is the action that they can take such that she is satiated? Because one of the things we do as divine feminine is we can vomit all our emotions. Okay. And then we don't have a there. There's nothing for them to do to meet us. And then there is no way for them to win. And really, the masculine in all of us wants to win, wants to get complete, wants to have the task done. And so we get to set what that task is. How can we come back to balance, to homeostasis, to happiness, to love, which is ultimately 100% where we want to get to. Love. Everything is love or lack of love. You do not have to be in pain and suffering. You do not get to choose this. You can choose to be happy in any circumstance. You don't have to choose. You don't have to say yes to people please and suffer in order to keep the peace. You get to choose to be happy. This is number 3, still on number 3. It's time to be your true self. The truth, your truth, speaking your truth. Number 4, stepping into self-confidence. Wear the bikini. Give yourself space. Not being so busy. Eye gazing with yourself in the mirror. Take a nap. Shut down social media. This is asking us to, this is the vessel you're in. This is the vessel you're in this lifetime. Embrace it. Choose it. Celebrate it. Wear that top. Wear that dress. My vision is to go around looking naked. So I'm wearing my naked clothes. These are like skin colored, but you're like, Is she naked? I love it. That's my new vision. Magic Guardians, you are supported, but you are 100% at your will. You can create anything you want. Again, choose differently for different results. What will you focus on? What will you choose? The answer is always inside. Again, 5 minutes, reflect inward, listen. You have a question, you are in conflict. Take a deep breath in, scan your body, and listen. The answer will always, always, always come to you. 9 times out of 10, it comes to me in the shower. Showers in theta state. Yeah, I see some hallelujahs and amens. In the shower is like, if you're looking for an answer to a question, step into the shower, step into, let it go, step into theta state, and see what bubbles up. And it may surprise you, but I 9 times out of 10, I will get information in the shower. And then the last thing, the 5th thing in this Capricorn full moon, the chakras that we are focused on is our throat and our heart. Using your voice, speaking your truth, not people pleasing, not saying yes to things that we are not in alignment with, opening our heart to our, tuning into our heart of what is our truth. The divine feminine is the consciousness of the planet. We are the emotions, allowing those to move through us and trusting this as our truth. Hallelujah and amen. These are the 5 things you need to know about this Capricorn full moon. What resonated with and for you? What resonated with and for you?